You are welcome to Unit 2, Section 3. In our previous session, we discussed the responsibility of the Minister of Finance. In this session, we'll look at the responsibility of the Commissioner of Internal Revenue Service. We'll also consider some powers of the Commissioner, those that can be delegated and those that cannot be delegated. By the end of this session, you should be able to explain how the Commissioner of Internal Revenue Service is appointed, distinguish between functions of the Commissioner which can be delegated and those that cannot be delegated. Let us first try to define or know who a Commissioner is. According to Section 8 of the Internal Revenue Law 1986, the Commissioner is someone appointed by the person, and the Commissioner is responsible for the administration of the Internal Revenue Act and shall pay into the consolidated fund monies due to the service. So this is who a Commissioner is and his or her responsibility. We noted that the Commissioner has the primary responsibility of the administration of the Act. The Commissioner can authorize any person to assist in the performance of his or her functions. However, the Act provides some restriction indicating powers which cannot be delegated. Let us examine the powers that cannot be delegated and those that can be delegated. We start with powers that cannot be delegated. So in the cases of capitalization of profit, this power cannot be delegated. This means that the Commissioner alone has the power to determine any matter concerning taxation of capitalization of profit. Also, the power cannot be delegated in determining the adjustment to be made under the provisions of transfer pricing and general anti-avoidance rule when dealing with undistributed profits of companies controlled by not more than 5 persons and their associates. Also, in the case of exemptions for payment in respect of payments for the supply or use of goods or property or the supply of service, and also in respect of a contract between the payee and a resident person. Another power that cannot be delegated is compound an offense, and last but not the least, remit taxes, interest, or penalties. Now let us look at some powers that can be delegated. So the Commissioner may delegate to senior officers of the service, including Deputy Commissioner, Assistant Commissioner, any Chief, Principal, and Senior Inspector of Taxes. So the power to extend the date for payment of taxes or vary the amount of installment can be delegated. Also, the power to deal with other functions, including the power to authorize an officer to deal with provisions of audit, search, seizure, and to call for information. This power can also be delegated. This brings us to the end of today's session. In today's session, we looked at the powers of the Commissioner of Internal Revenue Services, those that can be delegated and those that cannot be delegated. But before that, we said a Commissioner of the Internal Revenue Service is one appointed by the President and is responsible for the administration of the Internal Revenue Act and shall pay into the consolidated funds monies due the service. We hope you enjoyed this session. Thank you.